Welcome to the Man of Standards podcast.
Great to be here.
Today, we're diving deep into a really compelling idea. It's this concept that maybe the challenges, the difficulties we all face, maybe they aren't punishments.
Right. But actually preparations,
Right.
vital preparations for what's next, for growth and opportunities down the line.
Exactly. It's a fascinating perspective shift, isn't it? Especially when you're right in the middle of something tough.
Oh, absolutely. The piece we're looking at today, it's titled, "This Pain Has Purpose. Promotion is Coming from This." And it really pushes back against that initial negative reaction we often have to hardship.
It really does. It asks us to look deeper to see if there's, a purpose behind the pain. So our mission really in this deep dive is to unpack that for you. Could something that feels like a setback, a real step backward, actually be setting the stage for something significant later on?
That's the core question. We'll explore through a few different angles the text brings up.
Yeah, hoping for some of those, aha moments that connect with your own life, your own search for understanding.
Okay, so where should we start?
Well, the first point that really jumped out at me was this idea of God's detours, what we think are detours.
Ah, yes. That they might actually be divine directions.
Precisely. It's a powerful reframe. Instead of just seeing things not going our way as like random interruptions or failures.
It suggests they could be intentional shifts, nudges onto a different path, maybe a better one for us in the long run.
And the text brings up a classic example, right?
Genesis 50.20,
Yeah.
where he says to his brothers, basically, you meant this for evil.
But God intended it for good, to bring him to that position he ended up in.
Think about that journey, betrayal, slavery, prison, years of just awful stuff.
Awful. But it all led somewhere huge. Saving his family, saving a nation.
It's presented as this, masterclass in how terrible circumstances can be woven into a bigger positive plan.
Which prompts the question for you, listening. Have you had that? An unexpected path, maybe forced on you by a setback?
That ended up leading somewhere surprisingly good, somewhere you wouldn't have reached otherwise.
It definitely makes you stop and think. The text uses a really relatable example, too, losing a job.
Right. Feels like a massive detour, a disaster even.
But then maybe that becomes the exact push you needed to start that business you always dreamed of, something purpose-driven.
It's like that forced change can unlock a path you were meant for, but maybe too afraid or too comfortable to take.
And there was that personal testimony mentioned, too, someone getting passed over for one job.
Only to land something way better later on with triple the impact. It really makes you wonder about the things we can't see,
It really does. We see the closed door right in front of us. It's hard to see the other doors that might be opening because of it.
This idea of divine direction points to some kind of underlying guidance, even if we don't get it at the time.
So for you listening, maybe think back. Was there a rejection that actually cleared the way for something else? What did that teach you?
Okay, so that's detours as direction. What's next?
The second big theme is hardship as training, specifically training for leaders, but really for growth in general.
I like that one. It fits with the idea that real growth, significant growth, usually happens outside the comfort zone,
Right.
not when things are easy.
Exactly. The text argues that the pressures, the trials we face, they're not meant to break us.
No, they're meant to build our capacity, like an athlete training, pushing limits to get stronger for the real game.
So these tough times, the source suggests, are actually essential for building resilience, wisdom, grit, all that stuff you need for leadership or just navigating life well.
And it references James 1, doesn't it? Verses 2-4.
Yeah. Under pressure, your faith life is forced into the open. It's like the heat reveals what you're really made of.
Right, and not just reveals it, but strengthens it. Perseverance, faith, character, they get developed in the struggle.
The analogy used is pretty powerful, too. Diamonds.
Formed under immense pressure.
Yeah.
It's a great picture of how adversity can refine us, bring out that inner strength, that value we didn't even know was there.
Psychologically, it makes sense, too. We grow when we're challenged. Courage isn't built when everything's calm.
No, it's forged in the chaos, isn't it? When you have to step up.
So maybe the question to ask yourself isn't just, why is this happening?
What's being strengthened in me right now?
Yeah. What qualities? Am I getting more resilient, better at problem solving, more empathetic, maybe?
Focusing on the gain, not just the pain. It shifts you from feeling like a victim to being an active participant in your own growth.
That's a really useful shift. Okay, so after training through hardship, what about preparation?
Right. The next point is about private preparation for public platforms.
This idea that a lot of crucial development happens behind the scenes, unseen.
Yeah, it really emphasizes the value of those periods where you feel like you're just toiling away, no recognition, no obvious results yet.
But the text says those quiet seasons aren't wasted, they're essential.
Absolutely. Essential for honing skills, building character, deepening your roots before you're ready for a bigger stage, more responsibility.
It quotes 1 Peter 5.10 here. After you have suffered a little while, God will restore you and make you strong.
There's that sense of process again. Suffering, then restoration, then strength. It takes time.
The David example fits perfectly here, too.
Anointed king in private, years before he actually wore the crown publicly.
All those years as a shepherd, learning responsibility, courage, facing lions and bears, basically.
In relative obscurity, that private preparation was absolutely critical for him to be the leader Israel needed later.
So the message for us is don't hate those quiet times. Don't despise feeling unseen.
Right, because that might be when the most important work is happening internally. So maybe ask yourself, what am I building now in this quiet phase that will be vital later?
It's a great counter-narrative to the whole instant success culture we see everywhere. Think about artists, musicians.
Oh yeah, years and years of practice, writing, playing to empty rooms.
Before they ever get that breakthrough, it takes that unseen dedication.
So the encouragement is stay faithful in the quiet. Trust the process. Something significant is being built.
Okay, so building on that, the next idea is really encouraging. Setbacks as setups.
I love that phrasing. It turns the whole negative idea of a setback on its head.
Completely. Instead of seeing a challenge as just a roadblock, an endpoint.
You see it as maybe the foundation for the next thing, the setup for a future opportunity.
The metaphor used is brilliant. You're not buried, you're planted.
That paints such a vivid picture, doesn't it? The potential for new growth from the difficult soil.
It really does. Even when you feel knocked down, buried under problems, there's still potential for new life to spring up.
And it connects this to Romans 8.28.
Every detail of our lives is continually woven together for good. That provides such a bedrock of hope, doesn't it? Trusting there's a bigger purpose.
And digging into the Greek word there, synerday, meaning to work together.
Right. It's not passive. It implies an active orchestration. All things, even the tough stuff, working together towards a good outcome.
So instead of that default question, why me? Why is this happening to me?
The text prompts a different question. Could this obstacle actually be the soil for my next opportunity?
Wow. Just asking that question changes everything. It forces you to look for potential, for possibility, even in the mess.
Absolutely. And the personal story shared in the source about the speaker's hardest season producing their most impactful message.
That's such powerful proof, isn't it? Our deepest struggles can become the source of our greatest strengths, our most valuable contributions.
It really connects. Okay, so that brings us to the final main point.
It ties it all together, really. The idea that true advancement, true promotion, comes to the humble and the prepared.
Yeah. It emphasizes trusting divine timing, not forcing things, but being ready when the door does open.
It brings a sense of calm, I think. Progress isn't just about ambition and pushing. It's about humility, doing the work, and trusting the process.
Psalm 75 is referenced. Promotion cometh neither from the east, but God is the judge.
Right. Ultimate advancement isn't just about human effort or connections. There's a timing element, a readiness element that's often outside our direct control.
And the ultimate example given is Jesus.
Philippians 2, enduring the cross, the ultimate humility and suffering.
Before being exalted, it shows that path. Sacrifice, difficulty, humility, then honor.
And the source adds a really insightful therapeutic layer here.
Yeah, what's that?
That real promotion isn't just a new job title or a bigger office. It involves internal readiness.
So emotional, mental, spiritual preparedness.
Exactly. You need to be ready inside for the demands of that next level. If you get promoted externally before you're ready internally.
It might not stick, or it might just crush you.
Could be. It might not lead to real fulfillment or lasting success. You need the internal foundation.
That makes so much sense. It's not just about getting the chance, it's about being able to handle it well when you do.
Which leads perfectly into that final piece of advice.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready when the door opens.
Such a great line. So practical. It's about continuous growth. Ongoing preparation.
Not just scrambling when an opportunity pops up, but already being positioned for it because you've been doing the work all along.
Exactly. Proactive development.
So wrapping this all up, this whole deep dive into pain having purpose, it offers a really powerful, positive way to look at life's inevitable challenges.
It really does. The source consistently encourages that perspective shift. Actively look for the preparation, the potential opportunity within the hardship.
Don't just default to seeing it as punishment or a dead end. Choose to reframe it.
So as you go about your week, listening to this, maybe consider the difficulties you're facing right now.
Yeah. Could they be more than just random obstacles? Could they be integral parts of a bigger plan for your growth, your development, your future?
What if really embracing that perspective that even this pain has a purpose?
Yeah.
What if that could change how you navigate things right now and looking ahead?
It's definitely something to think about, a powerful thought to hold on to.
An invitation to find meaning, maybe even hope, right in the middle of the struggle.
Thank you for listening to the Man of Standards podcast.